Hey, hi, hello. So this is Kay, and I am the artist and author behind the webcomic Until Sunset. I decided recently that I wanted to start making YouTube videos, and the art I make the most often is Until Sunset comic pages. So I thought, why don't I record the process of making comic pages and make it into a speed video? And I don't think speed video is the right process video, art process, speed paint, and just talk over it. So not to underplay myself, which is something I do frequently, but feel free to watch the video and mute me, or to listen to me and not watch the video. I think the first option is better, honestly, but if you want to listen to me ramble with this video playing in the background while you work on other things, that's a great idea. I do that to a lot of art videos that I watch, and I enjoy that sort of way to watch it. Hopefully my rambling is either entertaining or soothing, you know? I think that's the two options I would most prefer if you're listening to me. So, today we are working on chapter 4, page 35 of Until Sunset. And this page took 6 hours, almost exactly, to draw. So I've managed to get that down to 35 minutes of video. So I've gotten this video down to 35 minutes, and I am hoping that I'm going to be able to talk through this whole thing. Because, yeah, I posted a video a few weeks ago on my YouTube of a merman drawing that I did recently, and that one I recorded myself talking and then deleted that and started all over again, and deleted that and started all over again. And this time it would be nice if I can just do one take and call it a day. We'll see. The problem also is that I say a lot, and I'm not going to edit it out, so I apologize in advance if you find like that sort of thing irritating. It's not something that I can stop myself from doing. Anyway, so for those of you who might not know, Until Sunset is a webcomic I have been making for 5 years now. It is set in Knysna in South Africa, and it's about a guy that goes down to the beach one day during a holiday, and he finds an injured merman, and he kind of helps nurse him back to health, and they go on adventures and stuff. But it's kind of more day in the life than adventure-y, at least it's this far into the story. But we are quite far into the story. This is chapter 4, as I said, and each chapter is about 60 to 80 pages long. And yeah, December is going to be the 5th year anniversary of this comic, which is crazy. But also I feel like I've been making this comic my whole life, so at this point. Yeah, that 5-year anniversary, like I really need to do something big for the 5-year anniversary, huh? I do not know what I can do for it. I should actually be planning that already. Oh, that stresses me out. I'll try and think of something. If you have any ideas, let me know. But I say that as if I'm expecting people to watch this, and I'm really not. Hopefully people watch this. If they don't, I really want to make these YouTube videos, but I'm not sure if anyone cares. But I also recognize that I can't just do something once and then say, okay, no one cares, I'm never doing it again. I need to actually do like maybe 6 videos and then see if anyone cares or not and work from there. So this is the second video that I'm making and posting on YouTube, and we'll see whether people care or not. And also, this is going to be another Patreon perk, so I'm putting this up for my $5 patrons. I'm hoping to get these videos done in the same week that I post the actual page, which is going to be difficult because I need to actually edit these videos, and the editing process is not super quick for me. I'm not in a place where I can hire someone to edit for me, because like that would just be sinking money into something that I'm not really, that makes me nothing, you know. So if you are one of my patrons and you're listening to this, I super appreciate it. We've gotten 6 minutes in, I'm shocked. I super appreciate it. Please comment down below and let me know that that's what you're doing, because seeing that someone's actually listening to this will make me feel better about making these videos. And if you are watching this after I make it public, I'm also I'm super happy that you're here. That's fantastic. Please also comment and let me know that you're watching and you've made it 6 minutes in. 6 minutes into a 35-minute video, I will be very happy if people stay all the way to the end. So yeah, I'm gonna talk more about Until Sunset. So I started this comic because I was working as a makeup artist. I studied makeup for photography and film at a small film college, and I did that for 3 years. Like, we studied makeup and set design and like art. We had to work on student films and do all sorts of things, so it was very broad in terms of learning stuff. It was kind of throw everything at the wall and see what sticks kind of a situation, you know. And it was very small classes. Like, my first year there were probably 20 people in the class, but by year 3 there were 6 people in the class, maybe 7, and it was all just girls. There wasn't a single guy in any 3 years that I was there, which was really unpleasant, honestly. But I'm not going to gossip about my old classmates, because I feel like that's bad form. But yeah, after I graduated in 2015, in 2016 I was trying to actually get jobs in the makeup industry, and I did get a few jobs during that year. I did some more student films, which I did a bunch of student films. I never actually saw the finished products, which makes me really sad. I wish I had ended up seeing them. At the very least, you know, you work on something for free, you at least want to get a copy of that thing that you worked on to have in your portfolio. But I did a background makeup art like makeup art on extras for a TV series. I think I did worked on 2 episodes, and then I think the company that I worked with for that phoned me, and they were like, "Hi, would you like to work on another set in I think Langebaan, which is a 2-hour drive?" And I was like, "No, sorry, I don't have a car." And then said, "Okay, cool, thank you." And they hung up, and I never heard from them again. So at that point I was like, fuck, I really need to learn how to drive, because I'm not going to be getting job opportunities if I can't drive. And I had serious anxiety about driving back then, and I still have it. So I was like, the only way I'm going to learn how to drive is if I stay at home constantly and I make sure I am home at any time that my driving instructor can phone me and be like, "Hi, I had a cancellation, are you free?" And I can be like, "Yes." So I did that, and I think I did 25 driving lessons with this one guy over the span of 3 months or something. And during that time, because I was stuck at home all the time, I was like, I need to do something. I can't just sit around. I'm not the kind of person who can just sit around and do nothing for 3 months. I really need I need a project that I can work on. And at that point, one of my friends had introduced me to webcomics. So I thought, I was reading a bunch of webcomics and really enjoyed them. I thought, maybe I can do this too. Maybe I can make one. And I had an idea for a fanfic that I was thinking of writing, and I thought maybe I can just change that fanfic to be original characters and expand on the plot more and see where that can take me. So that's how Until Sunset was born. I just kind of had this concept of a guy finding a merman on the beach that's injured and saving him. Not saving him, like, helping him, nurse him back to life. They become friends, and there's like a slow burn, that sort of thing. So that's how Until Sunset was born. I wrote out the script, and then I started drawing it. And I think I started early in 2016 with the script writing and like drawing the characters and stuff. But I started like maybe around April, and then tried to get like 10 pages done before I started posting it, because I'd seen, it's a good idea to have a backlog of stuff to post before you actually start posting your comic online. So I tried to do 10. I think I kind of got fed up and I just wanted to share it with people, so I think I ended up just doing 8 pages. And then I posted a cover reveal on Tapas, and I think very, very fast I ended up getting 1,000 subscribers on Tapas, which I was like really impressed by, because at that point in my like art career, I had never had like a lot of followers on anything like Instagram, DeviantArt, Tumblr. So 1,000 in like the span of a week or two was shocking to me, and I was so excited. And when I posted my first page of Until Sunset, there were actually people there that wanted to read it and were excited about it, and that was like so cool. So that really helped me get going from the get-go. And meanwhile, I was doing my driving lessons, and I went and did my driving test with this instructor, and I passed on the first try, which was shocking. Like it was, if my driving instructor hadn't taken me to the driving area like 2 hours before my test and let me drive around, I would have failed, because I drove around with him. I nearly crashed his car into a gate. I was sobbing while I practiced parking, and I drove us to the test site, and then we kind of realized my test was only in an hour still, so we drove from the test site back to the place where we practiced parking. I did all the parking like perfectly after doing a terrible job the first time around. Did it all perfectly, went back to my testing site, did my whole test, passed it, was very happy with myself. And then because my driving instructor had come with a second student, so this is the thing, I was failing I was driving around doing all these parking and doing a terrible job with it, while this random guy I've never met before was sitting in the back seat because his test was going to be straight after mine. So I am miserable and crying in front of 2 strangers, the driving instructor and his other student. So after I got my test, I was like, okay, Patrick, thank you so much. I am taking the bus home, because I was like, I'm not going to wait for you to finish with this guy. I just want to get home. I am done for the day. I have reached max capacity. I'm taking the bus. And he was like, are you sure? You can't, like, is it going to be safe? Do you want to ask your mom if that's okay first? And I was like, Patrick, I am a 22-year-old person. I take the bus to town every day. I can take the bus from this little dorpy town to my house, which is like an hour-long bus ride. So I left. I got my driver's license in 2016. Oh, actually, no, by that time it was like April of 2017. So I got my driver's license in April of 2017, and I have not driven since. I think I drove twice in 2017, and I have not driven since. So, not really a success story at all. And I never actually did more makeup jobs after I started my comic. I think I just, like, I enjoyed doing makeup, but I I'm not good at networking. That's my fundamental flaw. I'm not good at socializing with people. I'm not good at like making a good impression. Like, I am good at doing a job. I am very polite. I work fast. I work hard. I work neatly. All these things, but I don't socialize very well, and that means I'm forgettable. Like if I do a job with someone who's like maybe not as neat and doesn't do as good of a job as me, but they're sociable and they like go and have the cigarette break with the boss and like laugh a lot and make jokes, and they're really like fun and nice, cool to be around, that person's gonna get the next job over me because they made an impression. Whereas I just kind of hope that my work will speak for itself, and it doesn't always speak for itself. So I had accepted that about myself, that I'm just not good at socializing. And that's kind of why webcomics really appealed to me, because I could do the whole thing by myself. Like, I don't need to have a whole team of people. I don't need to have a boss. I can have a persona online where I just kind of talk about my art, complain about random stuff, but I don't need to impress one or two bosses to get them to like me and hire me. I just need to impress a bunch of teenagers into subscribing to my comic. And this is a situation in which my work can speak for itself. I don't need to speak for it. You know what I'm saying? So it's the best environment for me to work in, I think. Now, I do think that in terms of actual work that one has to do in a comic, if I were on a team with other people, my skills would most shine if I were just doing line art and backgrounds in another person's comic, but because I make my comic myself, I have to do all the jobs. So thumbnailing I really struggle with. Sketching I really struggle with. You can see with this video we've already passed the sketching phase, but sketching is so much of a struggle for me. And even if like one day I had like a team of people behind me making my comic with me, I would still be the person who has to do all the sketches. So it's something I'll never get out of, and I have accepted that, but I hate doing it. For me, and I've seen a lot of people complain that they hate doing line art. For me, line art is my favorite part of any drawing. We're working on it here. It is a little bit tedious, but I think, I was watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine yesterday, and the Captain Holt said he doesn't like tedious things, he likes monotony, That's my vibe when I'm drawing. I like monotonous work. So line art and backgrounds that are like natural backgrounds, like drawing the beach scenes or the forest scenes, that's my vibe. I think mostly in the first chapter, but also a bit in the second chapter, there's a lot of scenes in the comic with pebbles on the beach, and a lot of pebbles. Like, I've hand drawn each little pebble and then colored them all individually, and people have always commented like, oh my god, all those pebbles, they must have taken you forever. And like, they didn't take me forever. They took a while, but not like too long, but they were just so soothing. It's like when you're sitting on a phone call. Okay, not when I used to sit on phone calls when I was like a teenager, and I'd sit on a phone call for like an hour chatting to my friend, and I'd just have a notebook in front of me, and I would just like doodle little spirals. Drawing the pebbles on the beach in chapter 1 and 2 was like that sort of process. I just switched off my brain and drew little circles. So I really enjoy that kind of stuff mostly when I'm doing art. Flat color I can live with. It's not my favorite. I don't think I do it particularly well, but like, because my line art is so strong, my flat colors I can just do with the bucket tool and put it in, and ta-da, it's done. So I don't mind flat color that much because it doesn't take me longer than like 20 minutes per page. Shading though, I'm not a fan of. Like, it's really not my strong suit. At least with Until Sunset, I just do shell shading in a multiply layer. But it's just characters like the hippocampus here and the tree spirit who need a lot of extra details in their character design that I need to work on. So they're a bit more tricky. But also that's kind of like in the monotony zone, you know. The tree spirit, I have to like add in a bunch of patterns to their clothing and a bunch of beads and draw their makeup on. And Derek, his mer design, I have to do all these different markings, and it's so frequent that I forget a certain marking and do it incorrectly, so, or leave something out, you know. So that's something I struggle with, but I enjoy doing that more than I enjoy actually shading the characters. And my shading has gotten much simpler from chapter 1 to now. And chapter 1, it was very simple to begin with. So if I ever got to the point where I made enough money that I could hire assistants for my comic, I think I would want someone who can do shading for me, and then they could like go crazy with doing shading. They can really like make it their own and change the vibe of the comic completely with it if they wanted to. But I think something like that would really amp my comic up. But I am nowhere near the stage where I could look for assistance. I do not make enough money in my comic to support myself just yet. After 5 years, I know. I'm almost there, but not enough that I can also support a employee. But that is the dream. One day, hopefully. Like, at this point, my goal, and it is one of my Patreon goals at the moment, is to actually make my own website for Until Sunset. And actually, this year I've been working on writing my first book as well, which hopefully some of the readers from the comic will also be interested in reading a book. But I would like to get to the point where I can have my own website and maybe just have a section of the website for book stuff and a section for Until Sunset. And maybe just a section that's just like a little gallery of some of my art, you know. I might as well chuck everything at the fan. But yeah, that's one of my goals. So if you're someone that's watching this video when it goes public and you want to help support me and my work, and you want to help me reach some of those goals, feel free to join my Patreon. You'll get more pages like this, you'll get more videos hopefully, and or you can throw me a couple dollars on Ko-fi if you're feeling generous. I would appreciate that. I'm running out of steam on things to talk about, and I've still got 10 minutes, so that is not a good sign. And also the problem is, I need to figure out what I'm going to talk about with future videos as well. And I feel like I'm going to run out of things to say because my life hasn't been super exciting so far. I have spent the past 5 years at home working on a comic, you know. The most exciting things that have happened to me in the past 5 years were the like a few times that I was able to travel overseas before the past 2 years happened. So yeah. I think In the last video I posted, the Better Fish Merman video, which if you came along to this video and you haven't watched that one yet, it's on my YouTube. You can go ahead and watch it. It's a really pretty illustration. In that one I talked about how I came up with mermaid designs and why I was interested in drawing mermaid designs. And in that one I talked about how I came up with the concept for Derek being a red Roman fish. So I'm not going to repeat what I said there here, but I thought maybe I can talk about Tuscany, the hippocampus that I'm currently working on in this drawing. So hippocampuses are a kind of mythological creature that is like a seahorse but fancy. So I based Tuscany's design off of the leafy sea dragon, or a kind of leafy sea dragon. I'm not really sure about that, but leafy sea dragons are a kind of seahorse, and I just based it off of that idea because I really like basing all the mythological creatures that you see in the comic off of real animals. So Derek is based off of a red Roman fish. Tuscany is based off of I literally just said this word, leafy sea dragon. The tree spirit is based off of a Neisner Lowry. I think both are right. And my Rainbringer from season 2 was based off of a kudu, but I made it like an albino kudu. And there will be other creatures later in the comic that I'm very excited about that are based off of different animals as well. That's going to be exciting. Okay, I'll give you some spoilers here. Not about character designs, but I will give a spoiler. And it's not like a proper spoiler, it's more like a tease. That some stuff goes down at the end of this chapter. Okay? I think, we're on page 35 at the moment, and this chapter is scheduled to have 83 pages, I think. So we're almost halfway through this chapter, and things happen at the end of this chapter that will have people very upset at me, which I am very excited about. Oh my god. And then chapter 5, stuff's gonna happen. Stuff is gonna happen that's gonna take this comic from being just like a day in the life cute little fantasy thing to being like, oh, there is actual plot in the story, you know? I'm so excited for that. It's gonna be a while still, like, knowing how long the comic's taken me already. We might have chapter 4 finished by like, I don't know, maybe February next year. I'll I've been trying to up how quickly I make pages, because normally I make like one main comic page every week, and then I do one not safe for work Patreon exclusive comic page every week, so that's 2 pages a week. Lately I've been trying to get a bit more done than that. Trying being the operative word. So hopefully if I can get to the point where I'm doing 2 main comic pages a week, we could get to the end of chapter 4 faster. Although that will be like patrons getting the pages as soon as they're done. I'll probably still stay on a 1 page per week schedule for public posts until, I think once I've actually started drawing chapter 5 and there's still like a lot of pages of chapter 4 that need to be posted publicly, then I'll start posting chapter 4 2 pages a week for public posts. Because like I said, I draw this thing myself. all by myself. Like, it does each page. This page took 6 hours. Some pages I'm lucky enough when they take 4 hours, but a lot of them can take 10 plus hours as well. So yeah, it just depends on how much I can get done in a week, honestly. So hopefully we can get that done soon, and then people can be mad at me, and then I can start chapter 5, and people can probably get more mad at me, but hopefully people will enjoy being mad about it, you know? I'm really excited. I really just need to hurry up and start. And yeah, I mentioned earlier that I'm writing a book. I'm hoping the book will be out by November this year. I'm on my 3rd editing. What? I don't. How does that sentence work? I'm on my 3rd go at editing. I did 1 round of editing by myself, and then I got a friend to read it and better read it and like give me advice and fix up a lot of grammar issues, and give their notes, and then I am now going through all the notes they gave me and just like trying to make this book as good as I can for it being my first ever premiere book, and that probably will just be like a Kindle Unlimited self-published book, because I am a webcomic person. I make this whole webcomic by myself. I don't know how publishing works. I am doing what I know, and what I know is self-publishing. So I'm going to just self-publish the book myself. Hopefully, I'm so sorry that every time I'm like popping peas afterwards. I don't know why I'm doing that. I think I'm just really trying to figure out how to fill the air, and just being really obnoxious about it when I don't mean to be. I'm so sorry. See, I wanted to say and I had to stop myself. And it happens again. I can't start a sentence without I am so sorry, but that's just how the world works. Okay, I'm gonna say And also, if you've watched all the way to this point, you've already lived through all my ums. And no, I'm just being self-conscious about it. It's a good thing we are almost done with this video, because I don't think I can talk anymore without being super self-conscious about it. So yeah, my book is hopefully coming out before the end of the year. Hopefully, if you're watching this, maybe you'll be interested in reading it. You can follow me on Twitter to get more news about it. You can also if you are a patron, I will be posting a EPUB for the book onto my Patreon for $2 and up patrons. And if you're watching this video publicly and you want to support my art, my writing, my stories, all of the stuff that I'm doing, you can pledge on Patreon. Like even $2 would be amazing, or a Ko-fi would also be appreciated, but also not super necessary. Like, you can just watch this for free. If you want to like this video, share it with someone, comment. If you get this far into the video, please comment with your favorite fruit. If you just want to leave a string of strawberry emojis, then I will know that you watched all the way to this point. And if I see at least one of those comments, I'm going to be like, oh my god, someone actually watched this video. I'll make another video like this, because at least someone was watching, Yeah, we're almost at the end here. So I want to thank you again if you've gotten this far, for watching this far. I really appreciate you being here. If you have watched this whole thing and you've never seen my comic before, sorry for the spoilers in this page. Check out my comic. Thank you so much for being here. Bye.